Hey everybody, Void here, and I'm back with the next part of the VGen tutorial for Artists series. Today is going to be part 3, how to sign up and get a code. So first things first, I highly recommend, even if you want to be an artist, prior to trying to get a code, you sign up with a standard account. And this is because several of the methods to get a code require that you already have a regular account first. In order to do that, go onto the VGen website and just click this green sign up button here. Do not click the I'm an Artist Plus because that will just take you to information on getting a code, and what you want right now is to make that regular account. And then once you have that, you can proceed with getting a code. You can either click the I'm an Artist Plus button or the link down in my description to see more information about these ways. I will also be going over each in depth and explaining exactly how they work. But before I do that, I want to go over the acceptance criteria. And the reason for this is the acceptance criteria are required for all methods of getting a code, even if you are getting a code for another artist. Now, some artists may not be doing this. Um, we're supposed to. We're supposed to be fully vetting everyone who comes onto VGen, and if somebody gets onto VGen and we didn't vet them and they end up being a scammer, we can get penalized. So just keep in mind that these are criteria that you should be aiming to meet regardless of how you're applying. The criteria are regularly posting past com/art, art of course being not just traditional art, but whatever creative endeavor you are trying to put up on VGen. General engagement, active socials with history, proper tagging of NSFW, no NSFW, Loli, or Shota, and no AI. And I feel like this can essentially be summed up as show that you adhere to VGen's rules and also be verifiably not a bot or a scammer, right? Some way that we can tell that you're a real person. Now, I want to go over some tips on how to meet these criteria and also, honestly, in general, maybe have an easier time getting commissions because this isn't just for VGen. Clients, even if you're not getting commissioned on VGen, even if you're getting commissioned offsite, they want to feel secure that you're not a bot. They want to feel secure that you're a safe person, right? So all of these should help with that too. The first tip is post regularly, ideally a couple times a week. Now, this doesn't have to be just art, and having things like just how your day is going can be a really good indicator that you're a real person and not a bot or a scammer. So don't feel pressured to constantly have, fully finished pieces put up, 5 times a week. That's not sustainable. But if you can post maybe one art a week and one text post a week, even just that little is enough to help increase your credibility. And of course, the easier it is to verify you're a real person. 2, share work in progress and art. So, something I see a lot of people worry about is, oh, but it takes me forever to finish a piece. I can't post except for like once a month. Um, each piece of art you can easily turn into 6 individual posts on any platform. You've got sketch, line art, flat color, render, exported render, and then a time lapse. And when I say render versus exported render, as you can see, some of these examples here are screenshots. Screenshots of your work in progress can also do particularly well. And if you include things like your layer list and have the folders open, that's also a really good indicator that this is a real piece of artwork. Obviously, that can be faked, but again, we're just trying to build up credibility. I also want to say thank you to Miss Remy, who provided the artwork shown in that slide before. I did not have readily on hand easy things to show this concept. I highly recommend checking her out. She is on VGen and on socials. She is Miss Remy most places, some places Miss Remy with a number 2 at the end. Label all your NSFW. Now, a lot of people aren't aware of this, but most socials platforms that allow NSFW will have a way to label it. On Blue Sky, when you add an image, this little button at the bottom that says labels will appear. And if you click on that, you'll be able to add a content warning. Now, please keep in mind that this isn't just, full on hentai work we're talking about, but things that are suggestive, even if they're fully clothed, or things where a person has no clothes on or limited clothes on, but is doing, completely wholesome activities, those also need to be labeled, both on Blue Sky and most socials, but also on VGen. So make sure you're doing this properly. If you're not sure how to do it on your specific social site, I recommend just Googling and seeing how to label NSFW on site. Do engage with others. This helps a lot with your credibility, just like adding the text post does, because it shows that you are an actual human being, and you're not just repeat posting the exact same come commission me. Which again, I know we want to get commissions, but this just helps people feel confident that you are a real person. Some examples of this are commenting on other people's artwork, reposting or quote reposting other people's work, joining art shares, and if you're having a little bit hard time with engaging, even just putting an emote in the comments or saying I love this or whatever really helps with engagement. And if you're on Blue Sky, if you don't know this, engaging with other people's posts also helps with your visibility. Link your socials. This is particularly important if you have an account that is either newer or has less content on it. If you link to older accounts that have more content on them, even if it's not quote unquote your best work, it helps show that, again, you're a real person, you have real art history. It's not about showing only the best, it's a lot of the time about showing that you're not a scammer and that you're not a bot, because that is a serious issue in online marketplaces. And then I've got a little summary of those do's and then some quick don'ts. Don't only post asking for comms or codes. Yes, absolutely, you want to get those things, but that is also what bots and scammers will do, so make sure that you're posting other things as well. Don't only share the same one or two pieces repeatedly. Again, yes, they may be your best works, but try and maybe get a collection, even if it's just 5 or 6 pieces that you rotate through, because it's not just about what is your best work, it is about are you a real person? So variety is actually more helpful with that. And don't use AI and don't post lowly or Shota content. Now that we're done with those tips, I am going to go through the ways to get a code. Step 1, ask a verified friend. Now, a lot of people say, oh, well, there aren't that many codes because verified artists only get 2 codes. As you can see, I've given out a bunch of codes. I believe I've given out, 13 so far? Every verified artist starts with those 2 codes. However, we are able to get more codes. Now, sometimes they just do code drops, which they announce on Discord and Twitter, where they give all verified artists some additional codes, but we're also able to join the VGen challenge and get more codes that we can give out to people. Next is joining the VGen events or the VGen challenge. Now, all you have to do for this, it used to be on Discord, but now you just go to their website and you click this challenge button up here. And then that'll take you to the challenge page. You can see past challenges, the Hall of Fame, and you can join the current challenge. Once you hit join there, all you have to do is scroll and hit submit my creation, and it'll take you to the form. Now, important to know here is you do have to post on a social media website, whatever you are submitting here, and then you have to link that post into this form. And it's also important to note it's not just illustrations, they accept every kind of creative work, obviously, again, with the exception of AI. And it might seem like, oh, I'm worried I might not be able to win. I'm not popular. I maybe don't make something that's traditionally popular media. They do give out codes to the top 10% of winners, and it's top 10% per category. So if you're making a animation, you're not going to be competing against people who make illustrations. If you're making a stream asset, you're not going to be competing with people who make illustrations, etc. And the more people who join, the more codes they give out. So there isn't a concern either about, oh, there are so many people, there's no chance of me winning. It's always the top 10% per category. And on top of that, they also do unlocks for the artist dashboard for honorable mentions who are picked by staff. The next way, well, really next two ways that I'm going to combine is a VGen code post. Now the two ways are an engagement post where you have to hit requirements and then fill out an application. And the other one is a post asking the community for a code. And I recommend combining these two simply to save yourself more work because they can be done in the same post. With that in mind, here are the requirements for the engagement posts. You have to have at least one piece of work. You have to state you want to get on VGen. You have to provide your VGen link, which we showed you how to get that in the beginning. You have to use the hashtag VGen code. And you have to meet the acceptance criteria, which we also went over. What you can't do with these is they cannot be a giveaway, have any bots, support for support, or disingenuous support. Basically, no any sort of attention farming. It has to be genuine, and you can't change your VGen username from the time you make this post to the time that you put in the application and get the code, because they will only give the code to the exact link that you put in the post. Now, once you've made this post, the engagement criteria for them are on Twitter or Blue Sky, you need 20 retweets and 100 likes. On Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, etc., it's 5 unique comments and 100 likes. Now, this is kind of a lot, so what I've done is I've made an example post that covers both of these ways. You are welcome to use this and just change whatever you feel like. Hey everyone, I'm Name, and I really want to get on VGen. I do type of work, and especially like focus of work. This line is here just to help people get to know who you are. If anyone has a code, I'd appreciate one. Now we're including that to make clear that we are asking the community, because if we just format it like an engagement post, then if somebody has a code and they see it, they might not think to give the code. I know that sounds funny, but it's true. Specifically saying if anyone has a code, I'd appreciate it will help ensure that if someone has one and is willing to, they will actually give it to you. And then, or if this post gets 20 retweets and 100 likes, I can get in as well. Please consider supporting me. And then we've got that hashtag VGen code and the link to my VGen. Now, if you don't have enough room, you can put the link to your VGen in the comments. That is 100% allowed. So, after you've done this, if you get a code from the community, great, fantastic. You can go and put that on your profile. If you are doing it through engagement, then you go over to the I'm an Artist Plus. You scroll to the bottom and you click the Submit the Engagement post, and it will give you this form to fill out. And then you just fill out everything in here and submit it. And it can take a month or more to get the codes, and this is because VGen is a very small team, and they are manually reviewing everyone and ensuring that you meet the acceptance criteria. So please just be patient. Don't, get disheartened if it's been a week and you haven't heard back. Now, this is a secret extra way that isn't explicitly mentioned on the I'm an Artist Plus page of the website, but VGen has mentioned this in social posts and such before. But artists do give away VGen codes fairly regularly. So what you can do is you can go on to whatever social media and either search the hashtag VGenCode or search VGenCode giveaway, etc., and go look for artists who are giving away codes and apply under their posts. If you're on Blue Sky, VGen also has a VGen code feed, and you can just scroll through that regularly and see if there are any new giveaway posts to apply under, which I will be linking the VGen code feed in the description. And then the last two ways are applying via the weekly Instagram post and applying via the weekly tweet. Now, there has been a lot of confusion about this, so I want to be super sure to go over this. One, these posts go up every Monday at 10 p.m. EST for 24 hours. After those 24 hours are over, you can't apply via that post anymore. Two, it's on the VGen account, so you just have to, every Monday, go to the VGen account on either Twitter or Instagram and look for that post to be up. Okay? Next, the quote unquote engagement criteria. I've seen a lot of people say, oh, I have to get the 50 likes on my post, or I have to get the 2 shares on my post. No, that's not what this is about. On Twitter, for every 50 likes, VGen's post gets. So that post that they put up that you can apply under, every time it gets 50 additional likes, they will give out 10 more codes. You do not need any likes, retweets, comments, nothing on the comment that you put under there. And then it's the same thing with Instagram, but on Instagram, for every 2 shares their post gets, they will give away 1 additional code. Okay, you do not need any engagement on your comment there. 0 engagement requirements for either of these. It is literally just post and meet the criteria. Additionally, they go through all of the comments under their post in random order and review them. So it is as close to a raffle as you can get, because they do, of course, if you don't meet the criteria, they will skip over you. If you don't meet the criteria, you're not getting the code. But these are the most surefire ways that are out there to get a code, because you can apply to both every single week until, yours comes up and you get the code. Again, you have to meet the criteria. They will pass over you if you don't meet the criteria, but this is the most surefire way to get a code currently, because it is mostly just a numbers game. So I definitely recommend doing one or both of these if you use either of those platforms. And again, just make sure that you are meeting all those criteria and you're following the tips that I gave for getting a code. And that is it for all of the tips on getting a code and how to sign up. Next time, I will be going over the artist profile. It will be navigation and also how to set it up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to let me know in the comment section, or you can also email or DM me. Thanks so much, and I will see you guys next time.